All right, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Before the Cut.
That's it.
Yeah. Yo, we are back today with another guest, but we're killing it with the guest.
Yeah,
killing it with the guest. But listen, man, we have somebody here who I want you to introduce as your friend.
So we got John here. John, say hello.
Hello.
All right, stop.
Which camera am I supposed to look at?
That doesn't matter, bro. Pick one. As you see, we got 52 cameras. Yeah. But so we got John here right now. We wanted to bring him on. We got kind of a cool story for y'all. He's been through some kind of crazy traumatic shit. It's like a hero story
That went south.
Overall it went south, but there's some heroic shit. And what I mainly want to I want to see your guys' reaction as we're diving deep just on this guy's kind of tale here. So John, if you will, just kind of take it away, bro. Just tell us a little bit about how the accident came about, and tell us a little bit maybe about yourself.
So me and my fiance were driving on the freeway.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you for watching. Make sure to like,
Make sure you subscribe
and hit those notification bells. Now back to the video.
It was just happened. It was January 14th. It was raining that day. Pretty hard. This year.
In Vegas?
Yeah, super recent.
Yeah.
Super recent right here in Vegas.
We live up in Summerlin. We were headed down to Henderson. So the 215. My fiance was driving. I was in the passenger seat. My youngest daughter was in the back seat. And we were in the fast lane. And like I said, it was just raining that day. And my girl just kind of stepped on the brakes pretty hard. Yeah. So maybe jolt up, and I seen the girl in the middle lane just start fishtailing. So she did a full 360, hit the center median, and then just bounced back and was staring like straight at us. So when we passed her, we made like eye contact. So I was like, Stephanie, we have to stop. So my girl went forward up a good distance, so our car didn't get hit.
Yeah.
And then I got out and started running towards the girl that crashed. I didn't see my girl get out, but she's out there running with me. And I look at her and I was like, go back to the car, because our daughter was in the car. She was like, no. I was like, go back to the car. And she was like, okay. So she turned around and went back. I got up to the girl that crashed, and she was getting out already. So I like grabbed her. I was like, you're okay. There's nothing wrong with you, because there was nothing wrong with her. No scratches, nothing.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine.
But she was panicked, right?
Yeah, she was just super scared and just panicked.
And all she did was fishtail and hit the median.
Well, she fishtailed, did a full 360, and just hit the center median pretty hard too.
Okay.
So she was just super scared. She just got out and she was like, I'm so scared. I just got into the crash. I was like, I know, we've seen it all. You're okay. You're
Young,
okay.
old?
She was 19.
Oh, my God.
And then I was like, it's okay. You're okay. We got to get back in your car. And she was like, what? What do you mean? I was like, we got to get back. And that's all I remember. So another car ended up coming up, taking us both out.
You and her?
Yeah. Didn't touch his brakes or anything. Just full on just hit us.
And where were you guys at? Were you in?
We were in the emergency lane. The kid that hit us wasn't paying attention. He was on his phone. Didn't touch his brakes at all. He was doing 80 miles an hour and just full hit us.
So it runs into the back of her car.
His front right hit the side of her car, was spinning her car around, and then I hit his hood and I just went flying.
Okay, so where were you guys at when that impact actually happened? You were like helping her get into her car or something?
Well, the last thing I remember is I was telling her we need to get back in her car. Because if you get into a crash on the freeway, they just say stay in your vehicle.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, I was just going to hop in her back seat and just check on her. But her getting out, I had to calm her down. And I was like, we need to get in your car. And she was like, what? And I was like, we need to get in your car. And then the second time I said it, that's when everything went black.
Oh my God.
So your wife saw your wife saw, huh?
So my youngest daughter seen everything too.
Wow.
The second my girlfriend or my fiance got back to our car, she turned around, and that's when everything just happened.
Okay, how close were you guys to her car?
We were probably, I'd say about like a good foot, maybe foot and a half.
Oh shit. Okay, so
in the front of her car, right?
But no, in the back of her car, because her car, once it bounced off the wall, it was facing traffic.
Oh, got you.
So we were standing towards the wall, the center median.
Got you.
So we were standing towards the back of her car, and I was like past her vehicle, and she was kind of standing towards her vehicle.
So like fucking dominoes, essentially.
Yeah.
Like he hit the car then fucking hits you guys.
Yeah.
And then
I just went flying. My girl was like,
how far? I don't know how to. Like, how far did you?
I think it was like around.
I'm not trying to be funny. How far were you projected?
How far did you fly? The funny story is,
I didn't want him to look at me.
What's the respectable way to? Like,
I know. I'm like, so I have a session, bro.
In order to like calm my daughter down, I told her I was like, "You didn't know I could fly. I just don't know how to stick the landing." And that's how I calmed my daughter down.
How old your daughter?
She was 5. Well, she was 5 at the time. She's 6 now.
So obviously you guys.
Hold on, like where did?
Yeah.
It's like, did you like go into traffic?
No, luckily I stayed pretty much the whole. I kind of flew in like a straight line, the emergency lane line, and I flew like I'd say like 25, 30 feet.
Oh my god!
Because we parked pretty far from her car, and then I just remember waking up next to our car.
Like, so you woke up there, like
Yeah,
why?
because I was unconscious
But
for a
yeah.
good 7 minutes, and I wasn't really breathing for I think 2 minutes, maybe a little under 2 minutes. And then, like I said, I was unconscious for 7. I wasn't moving or anything. And then when I finally woke up, my girl was like, "John, don't get up," because I kept trying to get up, and I was like, "What happened? What happened?"
Yeah.
My girl was like, "You got hit by a car." I was like, "What?" And then I asked if my girl was okay. She was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine." And I was like, "Is Harmony okay?" Harmony's our oldest daughter. She wasn't even with us. My girl was like, "Yeah, Harmony's not even with us. She's okay." And I was like, "Is Ava okay?" And
The fact that
Ava
you
was
even
there.
woke up there
Yeah.
to
Right.
me is
Yeah,
like
that's the
crazy.
crazy part.
Right.
And then,
So
I assumed you would like wake up at the hospital. But
I woke up 7 minutes. Because my girl timed it. She was on the phone with the police the whole time.
Yeah.
So she timed everything.
So nobody's attending to you as you're.
Luckily, when we stopped, I think 2 or 3 other cars stopped with us, and there just happened to be nurses in one of those other cars too. There was
Well,
2
that's
other
a fucking-
nurses.
that's a blessing.
One nurse tended me. One nurse tended the girl that got run over with
oh my
me.
god! I forgot about what happened to her.
She died on scene.
Oh no!
So when I woke up, after I asked about how my family was doing, I asked how the girl was doing, and my fiance was like, we think she's dead. And that's when I just broke out into tears.
Did anything like? Did you break? I mean, are you like fuck? Like, are you?
I had a huge cut on the side of my head, which I didn't know I had at the time. The only thing I remember is waking up and my arm was completely broken. So I broke my forearm and I was bruised on my whole right side. So I had
That's where
bruised
the
lungs,
impact
bruised
happened?
ribs, yeah.
Oh my god! Bro.
Yeah.
Bruised hip, everything.
Internal
And then-
bleeding and stuff too.
No, they
wow,
luckily
dude.
everything was good on the inside. They did MRI my head like 3 times because I had a gash there, and my first week in the hospital, I was getting pretty dizzy. So the first like 3 days I was in the hospital, I couldn't stand up at all because everything would just start spinning.
You know, I heard this thing, bro, where it's like when you get into an accident, like it's almost. I mean, I don't know, right? But I guess it's almost better if you don't have a seatbelt and something like that
Well,
happens.
they say, like,
so you don't tense because if
yeah.
you tense,
That's why with
That's when shit gets all
alcoholics,
fucked up.
if you get a DUI crash and everything, they say that the reason why usually if someone's drunk and they get into a crash, they're just so drunk that they're so
loose.
relaxed
Yeah, right.
that
Yeah.
they don't tense up.
Yeah, right.
Because if I would have seen that car coming, I probably would have tensed up,
Right.
and it would have screwed me over even more.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that fucking
Wow.
nuts? That's what I was
so,
like.
Yeah.
so okay, so you so the nurses are attending to you, and I'm assuming someone's attending. I mean, she's
Yeah,
unfortunately
the
passed.
other nurse was given the girl that I was trying to help. I don't want to say her name because there's still cases and everything's still open, but they were giving her CPR, and then finally Metro and everything rolled up, and then Metro took over CPR, and then the ambulance rolled up, took her, and then
Yeah. So how long did it take for police, ambulance, et cetera, to come?
I'm not 100% sure because I know from the start, I think it was about like 20 minutes. They got there actually pretty quick. My girl,
20 minutes is quick?
So-
well, for that kind of accident with all the traffic, because all the traffic was building up, like there was still a lot of cars coming by. My girl was still on the phone with the police, and my girl made them shut down the highway to the point where they're like, the cops were blocking it and making them take the on ramp to get off.
Wow. So, I mean, obviously your girl's not here, but I'm sure she shared this with you. What was that experience like for her? Like seeing her fiance.
I honestly-
obviously, 2 minutes not breathing, laying there 7 minutes unconscious.
I honestly think it was worse for her than it was for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't really
Like-
remember any of it.
That's got to be like the longest 7 minutes of her life.
bro, because you're watching.
Yeah.
I mean, you
And she just said like
worst
it was
case
like my
scenario.
body was tumbling. She thought my legs were broken, my neck was broken because I just kept tumbling over and over. And like I said, my 5-year-old daughter's seen it too, seen everything.
That's so interesting that you guys were right next to each other, you and the girl, and it's such different outcomes. I mean, you came out relatively, on
Right,
on
yeah,
scale,
right.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Holy shit! So ambulance gets there. Do you remember them getting there? Then they take you to the hospital?
I remember like bits and pieces because I remember I was wearing a Golden Knights sweater. It was my favorite sweater, and I remember them cutting it off, and I was like, "Oh, it's my favorite sweater."
That's some real guy shit, bro. I'll take it off.
What the fuck?
You literally almost just died, and you're like, and you're chilling.
Because I remember
like,
like the sweater was kind of baggy. You know how sweaters are, and my arm was like pretty much filling out the sleeve.
Wow.
That's how swollen it was. And I was like, "Oh, this is my favorite sweater." And then I remember saying I was cold, so they brought a blanket and they put me in a neck brace and everything.
Yeah.
Got me on the gurney and then loaded me up and got me out.
What was rest in peace to obviously the girl affected here. Was she pronounced dead on the scene then?
From what I heard is they got a small pulse back on the way to the hospital.
Shit.
And
That's fucking
what
nuts.
the crazy part is like they pronounced her brain dead at the hospital and everything. And they pulled the plug on her at 3:30 in the morning. Yeah. And that night I woke up at 3:30 in the morning. Just randomly woke up for no reason.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously from an impact perspective, she must have got hit very different. It sounds like your whole right side of your body got hit.
Yeah, what I think happened is since she was more close to her car, when her car spun around, that her car actually hit her, running her over, and I just bounced off his car and went flying.
So you went off his car.
That's what I think.
Got it. Okay.
That's also what my girl thinks too, because like she's seen it all, but she's kind of traumatized and everything from it. So, and my 5-year-old daughter was hanging out the window. Oh my God, my dad's dead. And Ava, she's a smart little girl. She tried to grab my fiance's work phone and tried to call somebody, but since it was her work phone, she couldn't recognize any names, so she didn't know who to call.
Oh my God,
dude.
man.
That's nuts.
What happened to this guy?
Yeah, so that's the next thing I was going to ask. Can we talk about that much?
I'm not 100% sure. I wasn't told not to. So
Yeah.
I mean, I was just told not to try and talk to the mom or him in person. So I wasn't told
we don't have to disclose names.
How old
or
is this
anything,
guy?
Yeah.
He's 18. She was 19.
Fucking.
I know.
Did
he stop though?
Yeah, he couldn't go anywhere.
Do you know what he was doing during this whole time? Because
it was proven that he was texting.
Got it.
No. I'm assuming you mean
so
outside.
he was texting, but like that dude, could you imagine?
Yeah, I know.
Like,
My girl said that during the accident, the whole time he was on his phone, like this, like, what happened? Like, oh my God, and didn't say a word to anyone, just on his phone.
yeah.
Like everyone told me not to text and drive.
Here I am.
And was he drunk or no? He was.
Well, my girl just looked it up. Because with her job, she's allowed to look up records and everything.
Yeah.
And it just came up as a DUI case. So we think he was high.
Got it.
Because at the scene, he didn't look drunk or anything. So, because like he was still like keeping his balance. Like,
how does your, like, I mean, I don't know, maybe because your daughter was there, but like, I'm just, the first thing I think is like, how does she not just like fucking maul this dude's eyes out?
Because she's like pretty calm and everything, so she got pictures of everything. Because like in her mind, she was like, "I need to get evidence of this."
Yeah,
we have a huge case.
Everything.
Yeah, document everything.
Yeah,
because she works in an office, so she's known to document everything. So she was on the phone, she was taking pictures of everything, she was just getting all the evidence.
Wow. So is this 18-year-old kid? Immediately I'm just kind of thinking of like other stuff I've heard in the news like this. I don't know how much you know about the Henry Ruggs case.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
So, Ruggs case, Ruggs was obviously intoxicated.
Yep.
Hit the girl with the dog in the car. I think he just got his sentence.
Yeah, 3 to 10.
3 to 10, 4 to 10, whatever it was. So that immediately kind of made me think of this. Has this guy been charges, sentenced?
I'm not exactly sure what Ruggs was charged with, the Raiders player, but this dude's charges are vehicular manslaughter, speeding 10 to 20 miles over, and failure to maintain a lane, which are all misdemeanors. So he's not going to really see any jail time.
I know.
Yeah, vehicular manslaughter is a misdemeanor.
That is fucked up.
Yeah.
Hey, if you guys like that last clip, make sure you guys go to our channel. We got tons more. Fuck! Listen up, guys. If you like that clip, make sure to go check out our page for all our other clips, posted daily and full videos. You like that shit?